Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Sunday, October 5, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. I want to make sure you're in a comfortable position, no outside distraction. Still as a statue, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath rising and falling. Stop imagining yourself being or doing this or that, and the realization that you are the source and the heart of all will dawn on you. Nisargadatta Raj. There does come a time in this life when the perpetual striving to arrive somewhere better eventually exhausts itself. The old momentum of constant efforting loses its power, and we realize we need to do something completely different to find peace, fulfillment, and a life worth living. The things that once sparked joy and gave us a sense of growth can begin to feel stale, as if we are circling endlessly around the same plate of food. The first bites of our favorite pizza are bursting with flavor and delight. But by the last slice, the taste is dulled, leaving us numbed to what was once thrilling becomes tiresome and mundane. In the same way, the achievements we make in life, right now, this life, tend to lose their flavor. The more we chase after them, the job promotion that seemed like a gold mine becomes routine, and the shiny new car starts collecting dust in the garage. Relationships, too, can fade if we treat them as trophies to win rather than living bonds to nurture. Even spiritual practices can feel like running on a treadmill when they are driven by a striving ego. If you live long enough, you'll discover that no monetary achievement, material success, or even the most ideal relationship can satisfy the deeper spiritual longing within. Our highest truth cannot reveal itself through more doing or more acquiring, but only in the stillness of being can we open to something vast and unshakable. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. Only living stillness, stillness without someone trying to be still, is capable of undoing the conditioning our biological and emotional, psychological nature has undergone. Nisargadatta Raj. An invitation for the doaholic. The doaholic within us is not a failure. It was shaped by a culture that worships productivity and achievement. Yet it carries this sacred invitation to turn inward. It signals that the mind, with all its pushing and striving, can no longer deliver the freedom happiness or the bliss we seek. At some point, life asks us to upgrade our ways of constant doing and open into a more profound way of being. What the soul has always longed for was never lost. It's only been veiled by the mind's habitual efforts and struggles. The instant all effort stops, the radiance of divine presence reveals itself, shining freely, needing nothing to complete it. And life without the doer, shifting from being a doaholic into living in non-duality, is not a quick fix or an easy transition. The ego clings tightly to its urge to act, to push, and to control the outer world at the moment you recognize that the I, claiming to be the doer, is only a passing thought. Something begins to loosen inside. It is like a manager who steps in after the workers have already finished the job and says, I did this. And in truth, life itself is the team of workers. Your body breathes, digests, heals, moves without you trying. The sun rises, thoughts appear, the heart beats. All of it unfolds on its own. When you see that the manager is just a voice taking all the credit, the strain of control softens. The burden of being the doer falls away. And what remains in a quietness and a sense of gentle ease. In that calmness, you begin to sense the freedom of simply being, where nothing is missing and nothing needs to be done. When the mind is silent, the heart speaks. And what it says is nothing but the eternal truth. You are already free, Ramana Maharishi. The body still moves. Words are spoken, and your work gets done. But it's done with grace as you come to realize that there is no doer. Actions such as brushing your teeth, paying your bills, or going to work all happen on their own accord and are done from a liberated space that carries no worry, fear, burden, or pressure. The separate self, who believed it was responsible for achieving everything, begins to actually drop its story, sit back, and watch as the actions continue to unfold, as if by themselves. This is the beginning of enlightenment. When this shift is discovered, even the smallest actions feel transparent, light, and effortless. You see that the separate self is not who you truly are. Even though it keeps insisting it is responsible for everything, it is only the idea of a separate self that convinces you it is the one doing all the action. Now, this may sound abstract at first, but without this realization, awakening remains rare and hidden from most. Everything shifts when you come into harmony with yourself. Key 1, pure surrender. First key to unveiling the duaholic habit is the path of pure surrender. when we realize that surrender itself is the highest form of freedom. We see how striving is simply an addiction of the mind. Through deep surrender to God, we discover that no level of abundance, freedom, or happiness has ever depended on our effort. There are loads of millionaires in this world who still aren't able to relax and rest, feel financially safe and secure. It's ironic, yet perhaps they don't know how to relax the ego. When we let go of our attachment to I and unclench from our normal tight grip on life, as we feel the sweet release, we realize that tightened fist works best when it's open, relaxed, and available to receive. The striving ego is the addiction itself to control. It can only believe that if enough is accomplished in a day, a week, a month, or a decade, then peace will finally come. It never does, because the ego cannot stop pushing itself. It has to drive us endlessly towards some imagined future where success always remains up ahead in the waiting room. As long as the striving mind is busy swimming upstream, we miss out on that precious moment where we can let go, trust life, and enjoy how the river carries us effortlessly downstream. When striving ends, our imaginary duoholic begins to dissolve and a deep silence takes its place. We discover that life requires no effort to maintain a peaceful stillness. We see that the more effort we make with our mind, the less peaceful we feel. When we truly release this need to control life, we suddenly recognize that a great river is carrying us through life, and we comprehend that it has been carrying us all along. Do not seek for freedom in your actions. Seek for freedom in your being. Then action will flow like the fragrance of a flower, as Rishabh Maharaj. You see, the ego operates a lot like a clenched fist, and that believes life must conform to its will in order to be trusted. And when the ego relaxes, grace enters immediately. And grace is far more powerful than anything the mind could ever construct. With grace guiding our way, life becomes lighter, more fluid, more trustworthy than the restless, busy doer could ever imagine. It's good to know that surrender is not the end of action, but the end of struggle. Your life will continue to happen, yet your actions will no longer be rooted in effort and compulsion. You'll see them arise from the natural intelligence of life itself, moving through each day without force or fear. As you dive deeper in the heart, the mirror gets cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. Rumi. When effort ends, grace begins. Stop trying to be, and being itself will embrace you. Babaji. Key 2, resting in awareness. The second key to unraveling the duoholic addiction is resting in awareness. This type of resting does not mean collapsing into dullness or withdrawing from life. It is the recognition and awareness itself is already holding everything. There is no need to carry what is already being carried. Awareness is holding your body, your breath, all your thoughts, your entire world. What you are resting in is the willingness to trust what has always been trustworthy and to stop interfering in the trust. When we rest in awareness, the narrative of needing to improve our wounded, fractured self quickly dissolves. The mind's endless demands to become better, richer, or more perfect suddenly lose their grip and slip away. What takes their place is a simple, clear presence where life is seen as perfect, whole, and clear. The most ordinary moment shines super bright. And the more we relax into it, we can have the most profound mystical visions. By resting in awareness, we discover that nothing needs to be added for this moment to be perfect. We can smell the fragrance of divinity is already here now. The completeness of our life is felt and is seen clearly when we are free from the mind's projections. Awareness itself is the sacred silence behind all your thoughts, and it can never go away. You'll know you're truly resting in this space because you'll realize that you are as vast as the infinite sky. You give up the notion that your entire life you believed you were every single cloud and thunderstorm passing by. In deep rest, we often find the feeling of devotion to ourselves arises naturally. This shows up as the simple wonder of being alive. Resting in awareness is within itself the deepest devotion, because we are recognizing the divine is inseparable from our very breath. Through resting, we are liberated from the incessant mind chatter, because we see that who we truly are is always untouched and free. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you'll ever make. The now, the primary focus of your life, Eckhart Tolle. Do nothing, then rest therein. Let things take their course, and the self will shine forth. Huang Pao. A key 3, living in the present moment. The third key to liberating your inner duaholic is by confining yourself to this present moment. The secret is to live so fully in the here and now that you come to realize that God is not far away at all. God can only be found in this present moment and is always shining through everything that is here now. God cannot be found in the past or the future, for these are all constructs of the mind. God is the present moment itself. It really does not matter where you are. You can find God in anything or anyone. And the most intimate connection with divinity can be found in the honking of traffic, dance club downtown, the rustling of wind, or the silence between your breaths. Every moment is a pathway to the infinite. You simply need to attune your senses to the source of light that is always behind it all. The God source is not impatiently waiting for you to make a sincere effort to find it. It is forever here now, happy to wait for eternity, for you to let go of all your mental structures and emotional resistance that firmly believe it's not here now. And when this truth is realized, every life situation and event becomes an opportunity to connect with divinity. You know, we have arrived at finding God when we discover that even the smallest task carries the fragrance of sacredness. We see how our life is the temple, and every breath is God breathing through life, breathing life through us. With such deep devotion to God in this present moment, the separation between the sacred and ordinary completely dissolves. Every step you take feels like you are coming home. Being fully absorbed in this present moment awakens you out of the hypnotic mind. And suddenly, you start to see life with crystal clarity. It's like if you are enjoying eating the most delicious ripe mango, you know you can only find its sweetness in your taste buds now. It cannot be tasted 2 minutes ago or through some future anticipation. To live, to live fully in this moment is to become an empty vessel for divinity. You let the greatest love flow through you, and you feel like an open window that is unobstructed. You step aside, and the light simply shines through. The burdens of the worried mind disappear, and what remains is simplicity, clarity, truth, and love. Nothing needs to be achieved when you feel God is right by your side. You realize the source of your happiness is already here now. And you comprehend that God is the rawness of freedom within your being. The seeker is the sought. The river is the ocean. The breath is the prayer. What you are longing for is already within you. Lala Kashmiri, mystic. The deep eternal loving of being. Follow these 3 paths that I've shared with you for the next week, and soon you'll experience how the duaholic dissolves into the ocean of non-duality. You will feel rooted in divinity, which means you're trusting 100% in the all-intelligent flow of life. This is when you see grace reveals itself through divine timing and its perfect way. The moment we stop striving to get somewhere in life, we give up striving and start arriving. We see the world differently, and life begins to breathe more fully through us. We realize every moment of this entire existence is a deep eternal love. And it's not caused by what we do, but because of who we are. It is through the simplicity of experiencing God in the now moment that we know there is nothing to prove, nothing to accomplish, and nothing to fix. We accept that we are rooted in the presence of God and immersed in the timeless exploration of being here and now forever. All that is needed is to surrender. The rest unfolds by itself. Anandamayi Ma. You choose to undo all that's been done. You choose to undo your training. Now, obviously, there is an experience learned from it. You know, we experience how we've been trained in the social structure of this planet for a very long time. And we undo the training. We begin to embrace the truth of who and what we are. And we are definitely not who we've always thought we were. And the process is exactly what I just shared with you. Completely. And it's a choice, of course. Everything is a choice. We choose to embrace it, or we choose to not. But it's a profound comprehension that all of us, even listening to what I am saying, is halfway there. And the effects are eternal. You see, everything that we've been taught is the opposite of who we are. Isn't that amazing? Now, we had no awareness of that all along, lifetime after lifetime, until now. You can feel the vibrational frequency of what I say deep within you, from the center of your core. And there's no denying it. It's there. And you take it one step at a time. Softly and carefully. Period. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath, rising and falling. Drop your attachments. Your attachments are like life preservers, which the ego believes will save it from drowning. Let go of these illusionary saviors. This is the only way to experience true liberation. Once you totally surrender to what is, you realize that you are the ocean and therefore can never drown. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night, the following morning. We'll return here Monday, October 6, 2025. After 3:15 p.m. Eastern, we continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's going on within you or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.